Huge thank you to Anchor.fm for sponsoring today's episode. Welcome to episode 5 of the Arken Cast. I'm your host, Theon, and today we're going to be talking about new games that were released or soon to be released, Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 news about Steam Deck delays, and people are losing their Elden Ring save files due to a Steam Cloud issue. Let's start today's episode. Alright, so let's talk about this. I still can't believe that this is a topic I even have to cover, but people are literally losing their saves on Elden Ring because of a Steam Cloud issue. Like, what? I'm currently recording this 3 days after this issue has happened, but I'm surprised by the fact that Steam didn't check to see if this was an issue before actually putting the game on their store. Like, I feel like that would be a no-brainer to check before you actually put that on your store so people can purchase it. But I'm currently reading an article that says a dude played for 10 hours. Yeah, 10 hours, and he lost 50% of his progress because Steam didn't save the file or they lost the file. Like, that's just crazy to me that your game literally, because of a cloud issue on Steam, is gone. Like, half your progress is just gone. You could have gone and fought a bunch of bosses, explored so much, and it's just wiped, like, completely. It's like, goodbye. And it's the craziest thing, but I know a lot of people have had that happen to them, and I feel sorry for those people, but I really think this is a fault on Steam's part, because I feel like they should have checked to see if this sort of issue was going to happen before they put it on their store. So one of the other articles that I came across, if you want links to this, if you're listening to this over on YouTube, then I will put a link down in the description to the IGN article that I'm currently reading. But it says that, so Bandai Namco acknowledged the issue in a tweet saying it's aware of how some games aren't being saved correctly to the Steam Cloud. For now, the company is recommending players read this notification carefully and ensure that they choose the most recent save state for synchronization. The date and time for the cloud files and local files are in the Steam notification, and players should choose the most recent one. So this is an official tweet from the Elden Ring Twitter. It says, under certain conditions, save data may not sync properly with the Steam Cloud in the PC version of Elden Ring. If you are playing the PC version of the game, please check the following link, and it gives a link right below to Bandai Namco Entertainment.eu/app, and in full detail it lists what the PC version and everything. And it says, be warned, it's not always immediately clear which save state is the most recent, so be sure to check the date and time carefully before either downloading a cloud save or uploading a local save. You can also back up your local save data elsewhere, as overwriting your current save could be permanent. So the thing about it is, coming out soon, which is another topic we'll cover later on in this episode, but coming out later next year is the Steam Deck, and people are worried that because of the save cloud with Steam, that's going to be an issue when they put Elden Ring on their Steam Decks. Now, do I think they're probably going to fix the issue by then? Yes, definitely. Like, no question in my mind. Do I think it's probably going to take a little bit to sort of fix that issue? Definitely. Because that sort of thing is, like, all across their servers. So it's like they're going to have to work to fix it. It says, online players have said they've lost up to 10 hours of progress, which includes several boss clears, levels, and gear. In a game like Elden Ring, where each boss is a monumental challenge and the world is so large that reacquiring items can be a huge ask, I think that's supposed to be task. 10 hours of progress is a lot. IGN does not have a handy Elden Ring guide that can help you regain some lost progress, but we don't want anyone to lose their saves in the first place, so please read the notice carefully if you receive a save sync request on Steam. And that pretty much sums up that. So pretty much what they're saying anyway is the fact that if you have a save game and you're about to click, if you're using a PC and you're about to click one that you think is your most recent, check, because it could be the difference between you literally having to restart the game from a earlier save point, or basically having the chance to start exactly from where you saved last. So to all my fellow gamers, please, please, please check, because I hate hearing people say, oh, I lost all my save data because I saved on the wrong thing. So please check. We're going to take a quick little ad break, and we'll be back with the next topic, which is covering the Steam Deck. Alright, so in Steam Deck news, we got a little bit of update. There's been some pre-order status on Valve Steam Decks. So I'm on IGN right now, and it says Valve clarifies Steam Deck pre-order status as fans report order availability changes. Release window remains nebulous for some users, as Valve says that it's firming up order availability dates. Alright, so it says... Update. Valve clarified the Steam Deck's order availability in an email to IGN, saying that users aren't seeing delays, but further specification of when after Q2 means quarter 2. Some users are now reporting a firmer quarter 3 window, while others say that they will have to wait until after quarter 3, after previously being in a after quarter 2 spot. Reservation holders have always remained in a queue based on when they reserved. Now we are able to relay those more specific estimates for the rest of the queue, a Valve spokesperson told IGN. Those receiving after quarter 3 are seeing this specification to where their spot in line was already. Valve continues to roll out the Steam Deck, where began shipping on March 28th. Some users in the first wave of releases are still awaiting the email that will allow them to order a unit. So this is the original story. In the wake of Steam Deck's release last week, many fans are waiting anxiously for the email giving them the green light to order a unit of their own. Meanwhile, some further down the line are reporting what appears to be a longer wait for Valve's new handheld unit. Over on the Steam Deck subreddit, some users are reporting that their order availability has been pushed from quarter 3 2022 to after quarter 3 2022. Others report that their previously nebulous after quarter 2 2022 is now a firmer quarter 2022, while some say they went from after quarter 2 to after quarter 3. It seems that some customers are getting pushed back as other users further ahead of them are locked into a release window. These reports are corroborated. What in the heck is that even saying? Corroborated by the experiences of the IGN staff, some of whom have also had their estimated availability updated to quarter 3 2022 as well. One Reddit user encouraged users sitting in the after Q3 window to not get discouraged, saying that the estimate is likely a worst-case scenario. Valve has said, we want to sell millions of units, and we expect to be selling hundreds of thousands of units per month by next month, April. First, this means they have the desire to move a lot of units. To sell millions, they've got to get these to retailers before they can do that. They have to satisfy all their reservations, they wrote. And it sounds like what's going to be happening is... yeah, okay, so... new hardware, yeah. So it says right here, secondly, they expect they will have the ability to move a lot of units. If they are indeed able to attain and maintain hundreds of thousands of units per month, then reservations as of today will be satisfied in just a few months. I think Valve is just being careful with after Q3. I'm now Q3, but I still expect my unit to arrive in Q2. So it's saying a lot about where people are going to draw the comparison to the Nintendo Switch, which is pretty much competing with the OLED, because that's pretty much what Steam is trying to do, or Valve is trying to do. And because at first we were technically supposed to get the Switch Pro, but then we got the Switch OLED, which is a completely different one. It was supposed to be released in 2021, which I definitely remember hearing, but it seems like... but as far as I can see from what they're saying, it's basically, hey, get in here and get your pre-order in now, or else you might wait a very, very long time to actually get your pre-order and even get your system. I'm probably going to wait myself, because I don't want to get in there and get it as soon as it releases, because I feel like systems that first release, as well as like the Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, the Switch OLED, any of those systems always have bugs, and I normally go for the second round. I don't go for the first round of consoles just so that I can get it like first, because one of the biggest problems with the Series X was that smoke was blowing out of the top when it got overheated, and I was not a fan of that. It's like, I'm gonna wait, because waiting is a much better idea, because then they get all the bugs and the kinks worked out, and then I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, that's gonna cover it for this topic, and we will now switch over to the outro. Alright, so we have some new video games popping up this month. First off, I'm going to start with a pretty popular one, which is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We're getting a DLC for that March 9th, which is tomorrow as we're recording this. And it's called Dawn of Ragnarok. It will be available on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Xbox One. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll leave that linked down in the description. Next up, we have coming out... let's see. Coming out March 10th, we have Aztec Forgotten Gods, which will be coming out on PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox, and Xbox One. It is an action game, and it looks as though... it is a 3D action game inspired by Aztec mythology. So if you're into that, I would recommend checking that out. Alright, let's see. We got a RPG game called Potato Flowers in Full Bloom, which will be available for the PC and Switch on March 10th, 2022. It is a role-playing game, so if you're into that, I would check that out as well. Alright, coming out for all you wrestling fans, we have WWE 2K22 coming out March 11th for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Xbox One. Coming out March 15th, we have Dark Nemesis Infinite Quest. It is a Android and iPhone app, which is an MMO RPG game. So if you're a fan of MMO multiplayer online, or massive multiplayer online and role-playing games, I would highly check that out as well. Next up, we have Grand Theft Auto Online. Looks like we're going to be having a new DLC coming out for it for PS5 and Xbox on March 15th, 2022. Looks like we're going to be getting an expansion on Grand Theft Auto 5, which is coming out March 15th, 2022 for the PS5 and Xbox. Alright, up next we have an adventure game titled Paradise Killer. It is an adventure game that's coming out March 16th, 2022 for the PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Xbox One. Next up, we have a game called Tunic, which is coming out for Mac, PC, Xbox, Xbox One, and is an adventure game for consoles and for PC, coming out March 16th, 2022. Next up, we have Dark Deity, which is coming out for the Switch, and it's a role-playing game for on March 17th, 2022. Alright, for all you racing fans, we have Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 5, coming out for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Xbox One on March 17th, 2022. For those of you who are a fan of platformers, we have On Day, which is coming out for PC on March 17th, 2022. Alright, for those of you who are fans of fighting games, we have Persona 4 Arena Ultimax coming out for PC, PS4, and Switch on March 17th, 2022. Let's see what else. Alright, for those of you who are a fan of action and RPG games, this one's straight up your alley. This is Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. It's being released on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Xbox One. It comes out March 18th. Next up, we got another game coming out for... It's a RPG simulation one for the Switch called Rune Factory 5. That comes out March 22nd, 2022. Alright. Up next, we have A Memoir Blue. Comes out for PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox, and Xbox One. It's an adventure-style game that's coming out March 24th, 2022. Alright. For all you mobile gamers, we have Dungeon and Fighter Mobile. It is a role-playing game coming out for Android and iPhone March 24th, 2022. For all of you who are a fan of horror games, we have Expedition Zero. It's coming out for PC, and it's an action and horror game coming out March 24th, 2022. Alright, for all of you that are a fan of PlayStation, we have Relayer coming out for the PS4 and PS5. It is an RPG strategy game being released March 24th, 2022. Alright, here's a game for all my fans that are big fans of Call of Duty. We got The Ascent coming out for PS4 and PS5. It is an action RPG sci-fi shooter coming out March 24th, 2022. For all of you who are a fan of the series Ghostwire, we got Ghostwire Tokyo coming out for PC, PS4, and PS5. It is an action and horror game coming out March 25th, 2022. For all of you that are a fan of Kirby or any Nintendo game, we got Kirby and the Forgotten Land coming out for Switch on March 25th, 2022. Let's see. For all of you who are a fan of adventure horror games, we got two. We got Akai coming out March 29th, 2022 for PC, and In Nightmare coming out for the PS4 on March 29th, 2022. For those of you who are a fan of games for consoles specifically, we have Agent Intercept coming out for the PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox, Xbox One, and that will be releasing March 30th, 2022. As well as Death Stranding Director's Cut for the PC, March 30th, 2022. And I think that's pretty much it. Because what I'm seeing mostly are just like very small titles. Coming out sometime later this year is Food Fight Remake. We got Lord Winklebottom Investigates. We got Outer Wilds. Outlier is coming out, and a game called Pioneer. Just a whole bunch of like action games. So stay tuned for any more updates. Like I said, I'll leave the link down below to the site that I got these from, which is IGN.com. All you have to do is just look up upcoming games, and yeah, that's going to do it for this topic, and let's switch over to the next topic. And that is a wrap on episode 5 of the Arken Cast. Thank you all for listening to today's episode. As always, on YouTube every Thursday, there will be the episode that was released on Saturday of last week up on YouTube, as well as descriptions and links to all articles I cover. And if you happen to be new to the Arken Entertainment brand, it would mean a whole lot to me if you would go and check out my main channel, Zavonix. That's also going to be linked down below. And yeah, with that out of the way, thank you for listening to today's episode, and stay tuned for the next episode coming out very soon, episode 6 of the Arken Cast. Alright, this is Trevor signing on.